Hello, guys. My name is Ahmed Halif for the unscripted talks here in DURB Radio. More and more bodies have been retrieved from Kware area near Mukuru kwa Jenga, just a few meters before the Kware police station. We're talking about Nairobi County. Now, this is so disheartening with reference to what the government said when there was claims about the massacre that was happening in Githurai 45. Now, even the international media came out trying to sanitize the government by saying there was no massacre. Now, yesterday, the turn of events that took place actually are now even fueling more the protests that are even organized for Tuesday. So, guys, we were promised there will be no extrajudicial killings when these Kenya Kwanza government was campaigning and when it went to power, when it took over power. You remember in the Uhuru's regime, there were extrajudicial killings. Bodies were being retrieved from Rivayala and other places like forest rivers, you see. Now, nothing is different from these. There were peaceful protests that took place. People occupied parliament. But now, the turn of events that happened at that night, people were being massacred and cries were all over. But then, even him, the president, came and defended that by saying the police is independent. He cannot interfere into the activities. Yet, he is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, meaning he commands the police, he commands the army. Now, tell me, who was this person that commanded these people to be shot? You see, and it is so humiliating finding bodies that are so much mutilated, and most of them are women whose breasts are cut off, their private parts chopped off. I mean, what kind of insensitivity is that? Disregard to human life. Then you would expect people to just sit down and say it is calm. Fine. Yes, just the other day, the president dissolved his cabinet. But how do we know that he is doing that with regards to pressure that has been happening during the protest? How don't we know that he is just trying to pave way for the national unity government with the discussions to NADCO? Maybe he's just doing so to please Raila Odinga and his cronies. How do we know that it is just another woodwink they are trying to take to us? Then it is so disheartening when bodies are being retrieved from Mkuru kwa Njenga. Then we have one mad person who is called Mutahi Ngunyi going on Twitter and posting this very insensitive sentiment and telling President Ruto, actually he's calling the protesters, the Gen Zs and the millennials who occupied the streets of Nairobi, is calling them goons. Listen to what Mutai Ngunyi was tweeting yesterday. A full-grown man tweeting and trying to send a message to a president at wee hours of the night. You should be resting maybe with your partner or doing your private stuff. Now, this is what Mutai Ngunyi tweeted. Dear Ruto, you have given enough. The more you give, the more they demand. Enough is enough. Now protect the country against this leaderless movement and its owners. Otherwise, we will have no country. These Gun Z have never tasted war and they want it badly. We need your guidance. Honestly, just the other day, Farah Malim was saying if he was in the shoes of the president, he would have slaughtered 5,000 of the peaceful protesters. Now here comes another mad person saying that if that the president is giving too much. I mean, we have a checklist. We have demands to be met. We need to see justice being done. Those people never killed themselves. They never cut themselves. They never dumped themselves with the badly mutilated bodies in that quarry. Somebody is responsible, and that culprit must be brought to book. That culprit must be behind bars. I mean, it is, couldn't you even connect that it is happening a few meters from the police station. What happens next? The resignation of Inspector General Japhet Kome. He tendered his resignation because how do you even explain this? And now his deputy is taking over in an acting capacity. Guys, things are not looking good, and we must not keep quiet. This is what the government does. Operation, killings, abductions to make sure that they shut you down. But this tactic is far, far, far away from being active. It is outdated. Those were things that were implemented in the 48 laws of power with regards to the previous regimes, with regards to the previous generation. This is an awakened generation. This is a generation that is faceless. This is a generation that is awakened up by the atrocities committed to them, by the people whom they bestowed power to, they entrusted power to. Unfortunately, they are misrepresenting them. And now they are too much of trying to implement what the West. These are what we call tumbocrats. They are only concerned about their wealth, about their self-interest. They don't care about their citizens. It is time that Africa wakes up. It is time that you open your eyes, you open your third eye, you get into this fight with your heart, body, and soul. You understand? Otherwise, we shall have no country. This Mutahingoji, if Salamu Israel, he should be a victim of Salamu. Countless times, I've been saying even the opposition leader, Raila Odinga, is not an option. And this was just confirmed by the experts meeting that was done just the other day. A veteran journalist by the name Tony Gashoka, who came and gave escapades. As he was saying, he never participated in elections. Why? He was not seeing anybody who was giving better options for Kenya. Neither was Azimio la Umoja, nor was it Kenya Kwanza. None of them was giving better options for Kenyans. So he didn't vote. But after the vote, when there was protest and there was a cause for it, when Raila Odinga said to his eye, he gave Ruto an opportunity to lead. But again, he cannot sit down and see him capture parliament. And we know by then it is Azimio who had lots of MPs. But they were all bought, they were all compromised and joined and went into bed with government. So it is one thing that made Tony Gashoka to go and start supporting Raila Odinga in terms of these demonstrations. Later on, when there was dialogues about the NADCO, and now he was sidelined, and now the game changed. And reflecting back to what Miguna has been saying, he now knew actually this has been a long con from the era of Moi, from the era of Moi Kibaki, back to Uhuru the handshake, and now the NADCO. Could NADCO be the handshake that just happened the other year with Uhuru Kenyatta, but in a different name? We should be very keen. Even this cabinet that has been dissolved, it could be a demand from the NADCO so that they form a joint government. So guys, we should be so vigilant. We should not just trust whatever we are being given on the surface. We need to dig deeper. We are not supposed to be myopic. We are blessed. We are intelligent. We have integrity, which cannot be associated with Ruto and his cronies and the government that is so much oppressing to the people. All they want to see us do is die and get oppressed. Look at the opulence that these leaders have been showing. And by the way, among the checklist, for those people who are going to replace the CSs, we don't need a politician there. We don't need someone who has been into politics, belongs to any political party. Otherwise, we need a professional, somebody whose track record is clean, away from corruption proceeds. That is the demand. That is the bare minimum. Because all we need are leaders who are not representing any parties, because when they go there, they'll start striving on, trying to implement the interests of the party, forgetting about the common mwananchi. So, thumbs up to those who want to venture into this political arena. Make sure your hands are clean. Make sure you don't belong to any political parties, because we know those political party vans and vehicles are so rotten, and they're the most problem that we have in this country, including the church itself, which is a system of corruption. Guys, we need to rise up as a nation. We need to make sure that we are defending our land. And this is not only a message for Kenya. This is a message that goes to all the Africans. Wherever you are, let us fight to remove these white imperialists and doctrines that are holding us hostage for a very long time. Viva Ahmed Khalif for the Unscripted Talks here in DURB Radio. Now, if you love content of this nature, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Press the notification button so anytime that we are live, you are notified, or anytime that we upload our content, you'll be the very first person to be notified. On Facebook, kindly follow us, view, comment, like, and share our content. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Kwa timba kali za Afrika, DURB Radio ndio mpango mzima.